Dustied up.
Cool.
Okay, and I got the wrong screen on there. Here we go. Hello. Or they see me anyway, I guess, right?
No, they only see
They
what you
they
see.
see this anyway. Okay. Hello, like I've never done this before. Greetings, Nancy, and you're in Maine, right, Nancy?
I am in Maine.
What's the name of the city?
Richmond, Maine. Right
Richmond,
on the Kennebec River.
Maine. And I really don't even know where Maine is. Actually, I just know
Really?
it's up there.
Eastern state in
Right.
the United States.
Oh, it's the most.
Sunrise is here
Oh,
first.
okay. Nice. Nice. And so you just got back from vacation, correct?
I did, yes.
Nice, nice. And you went down to where?
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe. That's what I thought, which is in New Mexico.
Yes. Yeah.
And what's that whole? Yeah, I was never real big on geography. What was the calling down there? You went to some fitness place or something, right?
Yeah, I did. We actually go as often as we can to Santa Fe. I go for one of the reasons that it's a very spiritual city. I like to go to some of the Zen meditations and take various classes. Like I was introduced to Nia there years ago, and this time it was African Haitian dance as well as ecstatic dance. So that was fun. It was a little funky because I had tweaked my back, and the body is so funny. I tweaked my back, so this hurt.
Oh.
That hurt my back.
And you tweaked it dancing or doing something else?
I tweaked it, I think, probably on the plane. So I arrived with a tweaked back. But I still did it. I still danced, and the people were great. It was really awesome.
Okay, nice. So you're back from
Vacation.
holiday, and you've had a chance to decompress, and you are ready to finish up your teacher training certification, correct?
I am, yes.
And you've got, I think your third person is being styled now in Dragonfly, is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome, and that is Deanna?
Deanna, yep. Yep, she just came back from vacation also, so right now she's fasting, so she couldn't be here.
Okay, awesome. But in terms of your training now, we realized through various pieces of conversations that because we had brought your community into your weekly training, we had lost grasp of your training yourself. So tell me a little bit about that realization.
Okay. I needed to continue to grow, and while I was growing, learning with a student, it wasn't the same. I need to be reminded that I am not doing a pose correctly, or perhaps, I don't know if you want to say correctly, but there's always room for improvement. And if I have no one who's critiquing me, I think it's good to keep someone learning. And you learn while you teach, but I really did need, I missed being on the ball and tortured. I mean, it wasn't really torture, and it isn't torture. It's actually wonderful. I missed it.
Wonderful torture.
Well, I mean, it can't really be torture if I keep coming in here practicing on my own.
If you make space and do it yourself, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny because Shara has been, watching a lot because she's near the end of teacher training as well, and she talks about being jealous because she'll come in a bunch of times and just watch her train, and she doesn't get to play on the bar herself.
Yes, and that's actually what it was like. It was like, are you going to ask me, like, even 10 minutes? Can I do it too? I want to play too.
Right. Okay. And so, but then there's another angle here as well, which I know that Shara has expressed about her own patterns, which is a lot of people have trouble motivating themselves, and I know a lot of what you got out of your early body juggling teacher training was the motivation of knowing I was looking at what you were doing, and you were going to have to show me some shit the next week. And you had a reason to focus and spend hours practicing, and you haven't had that since we've been training everyone else, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And so period with not practicing as much as I should, and I got back into it fortunately. And part of it is because then I was with Deanna and Angie, and we would be here 2 hours, 3 days a week, sometimes more.
But with you training them, right?
Oh no, because I now have 2 bars. We would.
Ah, there you go.
Okay.
Booyah.
So you were still able to do it also.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I have somebody who it's only 20 minutes in the morning, but 2 mornings a week. We come in here and get on the bar. It's the only time she feels she has, and she won't do it if I'm not here. So, which is good, because then at least I get 20 minutes first thing in the morning, and a lot of times all I'm doing is balancing on the ball. But that's good, because, I mean, if you can balance and sit and chat for 20 minutes, you're still working the core.
Yes, you are. Okay, so it's really important to understand this key factor of motivation, okay? And I need to do like a whole module, like in teacher training, on the concept of motivation. Specifically because the reason almost anyone is seeking a personal trainer isn't so much that they don't know what to do, it's that they need a reason to do it, right? And so they need to spend the money, because if they spend the money, then they'll commit, and they need somebody that's standing over them going, get up and do it, you dummy, It's this, like, people need motivation, and you've talked about that as well, right?
Yeah, I'm horrible at motivating myself.
Yeah. Well, I can get in here, and I come specifically to get on the ball, and I'll vacuum. I'll fold up all of the treadmills and clean them, grease them, wipe them down, and then I've been here 2 hours and I have to go home.
Right.
I have a life at home too.
Right.
So, yeah. So.
Right. So understanding this motivation, like everybody, struggles with motivating themselves, and then that's why people are seeking trainers. So we have to understand our role in that, and that's one of the most important things we can offer to others. And one of the best ways being able to offer it to others is to learn how to do it to yourself, to learn how to motivate yourself. Okay, and there's a lot of ways to do that, and one of my favorite ways, and this is why you and I need to talk about this whole idea of performance like soon, one of my favorite things has just always been to create an excuse, some reason for a performance, whether it's something you're going to do live at an event, whether it's something you're going to shoot for video, music video or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. The idea of creating a deadline, a reason to have something finished, to present, to achieve, is very, very valuable. And people tend to think they need an excuse like, your class reunion, or like the beach, summertime, or whatever. But any excuse that you care about that means something to you will work. So now, if we're going to go and we're going to climb back into climbing inside your body and training your body, getting your body back into that, I'm a badass body juggler, not an old teacher that forgot how to do it but can tell people how to do it. We're going to take you back into that realm of warrior. My first thought is, how do I motivate you? Right? How do I motivate you? And so, like, what's the point? What's the goal here? And so I want you to start thinking about what's a goal, because you got to learn how to motivate yourself.
I still have that show coming up the end of July, which I would like to be able to demonstrate body juggling for.
Months are like geography for me. When is July?
Seriously?
How many is that?
A month and a half.
A month and a half.
Really, I kind of wanted it to be something, which is why I love the duet, so that it can involve Angie and Deanna. Something, so we have, on our own, been kind of working on something where we can come on and off the bar and flow and work together.
Right. I love it. I love it. Now, the question is there a way you can spin that's going to affect your personal desire for training, that's going to give you a reason to carve out an hour, 2 hours a day, whatever it is that you need to achieve, whatever goal you're trying to hit, right? If you're trying to get strong and compete in something or do some awesome performance, you don't do that with 15 minutes a day of practice. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to find that thing that makes you excited enough that I'm like, yes, I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock every day and do this so I can have this awesome experience.
Yeah.
Does a concept of this duet, or if you're working with both of them, then you're like not in it, or it's a triet, whatever three would be.
If I'm going to have the bar out there, well, first of all, in order to get people interested in body juggling, the farmer's market, we've already planned that we're going to set the bar up out in the farmer's market. And I did it a few times last year and set it up in farmer's market Friday night. We're just going to be out there rolling around. And I want to look good. I want to be able to demonstrate very well the concept of body juggling and what it can be, including the fact that it can be a fitness as well as a performance.
Right. And doing it tandem is a great way to display it in terms of a demo, because synchronized movement is what's going on with you?
So much light behind me. I'm like, can I block it here? Nope. Then it just comes here.
So the synchronized movement is always hypnotic, and so that's perfect for a demo type scenario. I just don't want you to set up a goal that doesn't really require you to bust your ass, because you need a reason to bust your ass.
Yes.
And help, maybe like what we're going to do today is you're going to go through this this choreography we've developed for the Crowbar series. We're still developing it; it's not locked yet. And maybe you can help us refine it, right? Because it's not perfect yet, and I've already discovered some things that need to shift. But this is going to kick your butt, right? Like that's what this is made for, is to kick your butt. And we're going to jump in here in a minute, and maybe doing a version of this that's your thing, or incorporating, like if you're going to do a duet, typically when I do a demo, I like to do a series of just individual exercises, reps. I like to do a series of poses for balance, and then I like to show them the connection of all of it in a form. So I tend to have 3 different ways that I display it. And so I just want you to start to think, what idea makes you excited enough to start carving out time to practice this sequence that we're going to do with you tonight. Okay? You don't need to answer that now. Just start thinking, and we'll talk some more text and Facebook and stuff. Cool?
Okay. Yep.
You ready to get your butt kicked?
Yes.
Awesome.
It's been a long time. Not that it's been a long time since you kicked my butt, so.
Right. It's been a long time since I've had you on the bar at all.
Yeah.
So turn the camera towards the bar now, and let's get to going.
How is that?
A little more right.
Like my other right.
Right. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so you can see Shara real big on the TV, right?
I can. Hi, Shara. Hi.
All right. And you can go ahead and get on your ball, Nance.
Put my gloves on.
Yeah, the gloves are proving very valuable to people.
Yes.
I love when you keep it on for a while and your calluses start to peel off.
Yeah, mine are just always peeling. Because whether I'm on this or the pull-up bar or whatever, it's just they're always going. Okay, so we're going to start with forward fold. Let your tailbone go backwards, arms elongate, shoulders soften. Let that stretch go all the way down to the base of your spine. Then flexing the back to curl up gently. Nope, nope, that's arching. Flexing, go backwards. Go backwards, you. Roll the back, flex, yep, rolling up. Good, and then tailbone backwards again. And rolling up. Exhale back. Inhale, floating up. Now make this movement as soft and as infinitely spiraling as you can. So there's no beginning, there's no end. Gently start to let your back arch as you go down. And then roll, flexing to come up. Arching as the hips go back. Flexing, rolling up. Good, and now the tailbone backwards. Relax. Now we're going to reverse that movement. So coming forward, we're going to duck under, arching the back like we're curving under a bar. And then we're going to flex the back, going backwards. Ducking under to come up. Flexing, rolling forward to go back. So, Nancy, I don't know if I've talked to you since I've discovered this couple of new terms that I use. And the terms are luscious and delicious. And as we learn any movement, we're clunky, and then we start to get it. We move through power. As we move into flow, we want to make the move feel delicious. We want to make it look luscious. Because when something's delicious, other people want to eat it. Good. And back to center. And lateral spinal waves. We're going to go head and shoulders first to one side and then back to the other. Let the spine flex as far as you can. Give that movement as much attitude as you can. Feel that serpent motion. Imagine your body like a snake. Nice. Good. Now coming to one side, and then we're going to reverse that movement. Let the spine flex and roll the other direction. So now the wave is rolling up the spine. We can roll out the shoulders the way Shara's elbows are raising. But it's coming from the rib cage, and the spine sways like a blade of grass. And then make it delicious. Make it soft and juicy. Good. And back to center. Hip rock side to side. Fingertips. And speed it up. Breathe deep. See if you can do no fingers. It's okay if it changes the pace. Nice, Nancy. And hip rock front to back, fingers. Arc floating over the center of the ball. And see if you can do no fingers. Hip rock front to back is one of the best things you can do to make your balance better and improve things like jousting. Good. Hands back on. Hip circles. Holding that heart still. Very nice. That's delicious. And reverse. And reverse. Now make that circle as big as you possibly can. You can make it even bigger. There you go.
Heart's moving.
Say what?
My chest is moving.
Yes. Yes, when you go to make your circle as big as you can, then you can move your chest.
Okay.
And reverse it as big as you can. And reverse. Good, back to center. And you're going to booty crawl. Booty crawl the ball as far as you can forward. And then when you get as far as you can forward, booty crawl as far as you can backwards. Go backwards and forwards, Nancy. Booty crawl backwards and forwards. As far as you can backwards, and then as far as you can forwards. Pound for pound, booty crawl, I think is one of the best exercises in body juggling. You're getting more of those core muscles firing over and over again. It's not going to build muscle the way like leg lifts or crunches will, but it's going to burn calories, I tell you that. Good, 30 more seconds. And back to center. I'm all shook up. All right, leg wrap. Wrap the legs around and don't chintz on that. Really wrap them way back around because we're setting ourselves up to come up to the knees. Back and forth. Now make that back and forth juicy. Make it delicious. Yep, just add the hips. The starts and the ends become a little softer. You smooth out the edges. Breathe deep. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. Good, and back to center. And lazy pigeon. Dropping the hip, and then coming back up to the center, but we want to, remember we want to roll that spine. So the heart's going to drag behind. Hips lead down, and then the hips lead up. The heart is, yep, nice. The heart is always following behind the hips. The core leads all movements. And everything in the body follows behind that core. Beautiful. Juicy, delicious, succulent. Breathe deep. As you do every exercise, search for an easier way to complete the movement. Remember, we're not doing movements in order to burn the muscles out the way we do in most fitness and most calisthenics. This is Tai Chi. We're doing movements in order to increase endurance. The goal is to be able to do any of these movements as long as we need to. But we're also learning a language that then stays in our body. We're learning these planes. We're learning these muscles, these joints, these shapes. Beautiful. Back to center and switch sides. Beautiful. Using the breath to move the body. Using each repetition as a guide deeper inside. Now make it fluid, no stops, no starts. Now that doesn't necessarily mean faster, it just means not stopping. Nice. And back to center. Beautiful. And fix your wedgie. And hip stalls. So now the way we're doing our hip stalls, both legs come to one side of the ball and you balance on your hip. You rusty?
Very.
Nancy doesn't look too rusty. Very nice, ladies. Switch sides. Good. Now let me see if you can go from one hip to the other. No hands. No hands. One hip to the other. Ha ha ha. This is jousting training here. Okay, let yourself use your ball if you need to. You can put your hands on your ball if you need to. Nice, Nancy.
You have to find a little spot on the carpet just to concentrate on.
Right. Good, back to center.
When she moves, I lose it.
And going down into side kick. Belly button over the center of the ball. Knee open downwards towards the floor. Find your center. Yeah, let go of one hand. Find your center. Good, let go of the other hand. Switch hands, I should say. Michelle was actually trying to let go of both hands. Good. Hands back up and up. Good. Again, coming down, hit that center. And one hand away. Beautiful. Switch hands. Nice. Hands back on and up. Good. Now, normally, I would have people just do, I'd probably go for 20 side kicks here, but you girls are both experienced, so y'all are going to do side kicks, but you're going to do them one-handed. One-handed side kicks. 10. No, it doesn't matter because you're going to switch. 1, 2, 3.
Obviously, I'm not even because I'm moving my ball.
Will you count yours, Nancy? I'm counting sharp. 5, 6, 7.
Kind of.
8, 9, 10. Awesome. Up. Okay. So very good. Very good execution. And you can finish out your 10, Nancy.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to tell you. Very good execution in terms of styling. I want you to, no, not horrible at all. But do it again. And I want you to find something your arm can do that's not like it's broken in a sling. All right? We want to find something, you can do something better than that. Somewhere that it can go, that's not bad. And back up. So we want to begin to search for what that arm wants to do so it's not just like broken chicken wing. But it was very good execution. Okay, same side, switch arms. One arm side kick. It's going to feel a lot different. 1, 2, 3. Still keep your core over the center. 4, 5. Better. 6. More delicious. 7. Open that knee. 8. Yes, better. 9. 10. Beautiful. Back to center. Gorgeous. Now 120. Both hands that same side. 1, 2. Beautiful. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open your knee downward a little more, Nancy. 9. Yes, ma'am. Much better. 10. 11. 12. Beautiful. Nice control, ladies. 13. You're spending very little time fixing your ball. That's good. That's going to help the rhythm. We're going to have to learn to fix our balls on the fly if we're going to take this into a rhythmic practice. 5 more. Nice. Beautiful. One more, come down. And now leg raises on that side. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like a bat out of hell. 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and up. Nice. Nice work. Stretch it out. We warned you, Nance.
Feels good. I'm not complaining. It feels good. I'm not complaining.
Awesome. All right, so now we're going to the other side. We're going to start with calibration in our side kick. Come down, find your center. Knee open. Arms relaxed. One hand away. Switch. And up. Good. Again. Down. One hand. Okay, so when you take that hand away, hold it out towards me. This way. Boom, much prettier. And switch. That one, yeah, like throw it back, like, ooh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. We'll figure out where. We'll figure out where the best place for it is. Good. Up. All right. 10. That side, one hand. Do either hand first. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. I don't harp too much on position of the knee on this, but the more you can keep that knee down, the prettier it is. The tougher an exercise is, the less concerned I am about how good people's technique is while they're doing it. Your video locked up, Nancy. I thought you were just busting a stall. Nice. 3 more. Oh, that track. You're rusty, girl.
I'm so rusty. It's embarrassing.
You've been playing on the beach. All right, other hand, same side. 10. 1. 2. 3. You like Count Chocula. 4. 4 body juggling balls. 5 side kicks. 7. 8. 9. And 10. So whichever one of you finishes first, y'all just keep doing reps until the other one is done. That'll work well for us. Oh yeah, she's still doing them, but I think she's finishing.
Done.
Okay,
Done.
awesome. And now side kick, that same side, 2 hands, 20. Stay centered. 1, 2, nice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't lose the delicious. 11. We never want to rush through a movement so much that we lose the delicious. Because our bodies want to feel it, and that delicious is the best sales tool we have. 5 more. And 1 more. Sweet. And back down to that kick, leg raises. Drop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and stretch it out. What? Don't hide that you can feel it. Let them know, because it looks easy. At home it looks easy. It looks easy. All right. Yes, always hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay. Now we've got, we're going back to our leg wraps, and we're going to leg wrap all the way around to our knees. Hold on 1 second, I think. Nancy is liquefying, hydrifying. All right, so we're curling the legs all the way around and going up to the knees, and then reversing. 1, 2, 3, make it delicious. 4.
Oh, the side's hard.
Say what?
One side harder than the other.
Always. Right?
Wow.
Key is to get that heel as close into your butt as you can. Good. Breathe deep. Still looking for the path of least resistance. I don't use that word enough. The path of least resistance is what Tai Chi is always searching for. How can you do any movement more efficiently? Good. Center on the knees. And we're doing knee raises. Fingertips on the bar, and butt comes up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, where do you feel it? 16, quads. 18, 2 more. Good. And hip rock side to side on the knees. Breathe deep. Good. And knee snirkles. Knee circles. Say what? Snirkles. Knee snirkles. I think my tongue slipped. Reverse.
Keeping grass taller.
Yes. Nice, Nancy. Good. And knee stall. Very nice.
You want to be up?
Well,
No, I was just falling.
right. She was catching herself. But as a level 2 for knee stall, and as we develop this more, we'll have more level 2 versions. As a level 2 for this, if you have your knee stall solid, then try to do ups and downs in your knee stall, because that's challenging.
My quads. I should have done all those lunges earlier.
See, count how many you can do. The kids, the soccer kids, my kids on the soccer team, they love like anything we count that they can track and they can know how well they did. They love that. So Shara's going for 2. Oh, nice, good. Oh, almost. All right. So I think she got 3. 3.5. Nice, Nancy. Nice.
Whoa.
How many did you get?
8.
8? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm going to hate you tomorrow.
Now, Superman. Say what?
But in a good way. I'm going to hate you tomorrow, but in a good way.
Right. That's what I'm here for. Okay, Superman.
Woo.
And knee curl back in. Give me 10 of those. 2.
I got to move away from my plant.
Okay. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Awesome. Fix your ball. Back
Got one
up.
more. All right.
Got it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Fix your balls. And then back down to Superman. Doing 10 scorpion pull-ups. Yeah, you can do them in front or in back. We got to do them in front at Crowbar, but you can do them in back right now either way. 4. 1 left. Okay.
Not all us.
I'll help you with that.
I broke it.
Yeah, nobody's flawless. That's ridiculous. Boom. And back up.
Wendy, you're not going to be able to move tomorrow. The first day after I did this, I was like shaking when I would walk.
Yeah.
This was the sequence that you watched the first day, and then you did it the second day.
Second day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after 2 times.
You did it 2 days in a row. Okay, now we're going back down to Superman. Feet are on the floor. And we're doing leg raises, one leg at a time, right leg first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now both feet together, raising up. 1, 2,
And if you pull yourself forward a little bit, it's easier.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Back up.
Oh, yeah.
Get it there. All right. So we got a few more. We're not going to get through all these because we're almost out of time now. But I definitely want to get you guys these two. Back to your butts. And we're going to slowly work our way down into plank. Belly button starts to come under the ball. Coming under, then back up.
Do you want this as crowbar?
Say what?
Do you want this as crowbar?
No. No. Down to plank. And back up. Good. Down to plank. We use this time coming down and then back up to find where our core really needs to be. And we reposition the ball if we need to. Down. And back up. And now we're going to hold it. Go down and hold it. Up. And down. Hold it. Lower your legs, Nance. There you go. And up. Good. That's 2. Down. Up. 3. Down. Up. 4. Down. Up. Nice. Make it juicy. Down. Up. Good. 3 more. Down. Up. Down. Up. Awesome. Stretch. Arch the back.
Woo. Thanks, the undies.
Oh, I don't know. That's the word I would use.
Say what?
I don't know. That's the word I would use.
All right, and we're going to end with plank twist.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down to plank. Twisting to one side. Split the legs out. And switch. 1, switch. And back. 2, switch. And back. 3, switch. And back. 4, switch. And back. 5, keep going. 6, make it delicious. 7, 8, almost 9, and 10. Now one hand.
Oh, wow.
Scott, laser eyes.
Pause that. Gotcha. Come on down. What'd you say, Nancy?
I said you made a funny.
I made a funny. Stretch everything you can. Stretch it, stretch it.
Woo, shoulders.
All right, so I'm gonna have to watch it to figure out where we burned a lot more time. I think I had you guys do a whole lot more on the side kick than I normally do because you guys hadn't done the one-handed, and I started having Michelle do that, and I could tell it was awesome work. So I added that in. That added some time. So what we didn't get to was half pike, which I don't even think Nancy's done that yet. Pike scissors, front leg raises, side crunches, side drip downs, and the side crunch. So we had about 4 or 5 more that is actually in that series. And the first time we did it, we came in like under an hour because I remember there was like we were talking about we couldn't repeat it. So yeah, we spent a lot more time on the side kicks, but I felt like it was all really good work. I don't feel like that's now obviously we're not gonna have first time people doing side kick with one hand. Yeah. But I knew you two could handle it. So how did that sequence feel to you, Nancy?
Nice. It felt good to be back into being directed, guided, being the one that was doing it.
Getting back in the game, getting off the sidelines. Well, it's good to have you back on the bar, and it's good to see you haven't lost much of your form or your balance. And we'll take you deeper into this process as we go. And I want your feedback. I want to know how sore you are tomorrow, and what sore if it is, and if it's not, because Char was saying she was so sore, but she really wasn't the first day after. The first day after she did it, she thought she was going to be really sore because she could barely move when she left. And then she like texted me in the morning. She was like, "I'm hardly sore at all. Can we do it again today?"
It's the day after. It's not the next day. It's the day after.
Well, so that's what happened when she came back and she did it again the next day, and then the day after that she could barely walk.
Doms.
Yeah. So let us know how it treats you a day, 2 days after, and then let's talk some this week, email, phone, or text about this goal, about this what Tony Robbins calls a magnificent obsession. I want you to come up with a magnificent obsession that's going to give you a reason to focus and train yourself, because that's what it takes to do it.
And I think getting back to my training, like we just did tonight, is important to me. And I know Deanna and Angie want to do theirs. If, as in everyone's life story, it's can we split it and afford it? So I don't know if we can add me in as a third person where I'm more learning to teach with them. That way you can get paid for another day while I'm paying you to get me into shape, to be my online personal trainer.
Well, what I figure is going to happen right now is that you've got to finish out the package you've already paid for, and I think all of that time needs to be just for you, for your personal training. They are supposed to be splitting, and they want to train together, but we got to talk more about that because that's an obligation that they have to both understand. And for you to Jones in on that and then watch like the way you have been when we were bringing them to your sessions, that's perfectly cool. And then you're getting your own training time and you're getting the learning, watching, instructing time as well, and they're paying for their own time.
Right. You know, I'm still watching the Hangout. You probably see I make comments sometimes. And
yes, I always appreciate that. We love comment love. So yeah, we'll continue to figure that out, and I need to talk to both of them. I think they've got another week on like Angie's tests, and then Deanna was out of town or something, or like whatever. So sometime in the next week or two is when they were wanting to begin training, and so I'll reach out to them this week, and then you just let me know if you have any other thoughts, any other questions. At least a couple of times this week, you should fast forward past all the talking, and then just do the sequence again, from the video.
Okay.
And let me know how easy that is and if it works well. And we're trying to do better at like switching the camera so that it like makes sense. So give us some feedback in terms of that as well.
Some of your other students, do they have bars, or are they able to come to your studio to to practice?
All of my students except for you and Nate in Hawaii come here to train with me.
Good.
Personally. But several of them do have their own bars. Like Wendy's got her own bar at home, and she's training.
I meant for their practice, because what I know helped me a lot was when I was recording, and I really stopped doing that. But then I could see what I did, and I actually wanted to do it because then I could cut out. You only want to pick out the good parts and post it, and that was inspirational to me. Going, look how much better I am at that, or I could see the muscle definition.
Totally. And that can be part of, you know, your plan, your magnificent obsession, this goal that we're going to have to make you focus, and filming that, keeping track of that could be a part of that journey. And it's the best way to promote what you do is to let people see your passion. Like, put it out there. Don't keep things hidden. Like, you know, don't sing at home in your basement. Go sing on the street and let people throw money in your hat, you know. Like, you got to put it out there. So it's awesome. It's perfect. I love it. And I always love seeing what you put together, too. All right. So any other questions? No.
Thank you very much. This was great.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll see you next week.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.